CM Punk has been terminated.
CM Punk is no longer a part of AEW. He has been terminated for cause, according to Tony Khan.
Today I terminated Phil Brooks, CM Punk, for cause. This stems from a backstage incident at AEW All In last Sunday. The incident was regrettable and it endangered people backstage. That includes the production staff, the people who help put the show on every week, innocent people who had nothing to do with it.
Van Dam, Jack Perry launching and then crushing
real glass,
crushing the
don't cry me a river.
Jack Perry had a planned vacation. He was going to Hawaii. It had been approved. He ends up going to Collision, and Punk just says, we're not going to do glass. It's too dangerous. Now, hey, listen, if I'm CM Punk, if I'm any wrestler, I don't like glass, okay? You know, Jack Perry clearly wanted to do a spot using glass.
Someday I'm going to kick your ass. You got a problem with Jungle Boy. Chances are you're the problem. There's a lot of gray in my beard, and before my time in AEW is over, there's going to be a lot more gray. There's scars on my head, and I know before my time in AEW is over, there will be a lot more scars. And the last thing I know, before my time in AEW is over, I will be world's champion.
I haven't had anything to do with Scott Colton in almost a decade. Probably wanted nothing to do with him even longer than that. It's fucking unfortunate that I have to come up here and speak on this when I'm on my time and this is a fucking business. Why I am a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me. Scott Colton, I felt, never would have. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore. That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, oh, can we please drop all this? Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself?
You talk a big game about workers' rights, yeah? Well, you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here. I love this place. I care about this place. This is my home. And this Sunday at Double or Nothing, I will not be defending this championship against you. No, for the first time in my life, I will be defending all elite wrestling from you.
Didn't do a goddamn thing.
I made it really clear in Forbes, and I just want to make it clear again. Nick,
It's not his position to make it very fucking clear. There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand sticking up for your fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody. Okay? I paid his bills until I didn't, and it was my decision not to.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have no commented when Nick first said it. It's my fault. And if I had to, it's my fault.
I appreciate it.
I should have not taken a head off because you never
But I'm
said
trying to run a fucking business. And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry. It's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do, which is very regrettable, lowering myself to his fucking level.
Where are we? Where are we tonight? There's somebody that's from around these parts that I would like to challenge to a rematch, and I would like to do it right here, right now for you beautiful people. Hangman Adam Page.
Whoa.
You want that rematch? You got it right here, right now. Let's go.
What the? What? Is Punk even cleared? I don't know.
We have never got that confirmed, yay or nay. And I don't even know. Do we know that Hangman is here?
Well, apparently Punk does. Well, this is the first time we've heard from Punk since that match. First on time.
My
on
sentiments
Dynamite.
exactly. Now on to the important things. That's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit. A little bit of advice, and I suggest you take. The apology must be as loud and as public as the disrespect.
But that's where we're at right now. And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go. Sorry to keep bringing this fucking up, but I've never spoken his word in I don't know how long, so I'm a little fucking pissed off about it. It's fine. When it came down that he was going to sue me, I asked to talk to him. He refused. I asked for mediation. It was denied. I offered him money. He said it was not enough. He went ahead with the lawsuit and sued. It's his fucking funeral. I don't care. He shares a bank account with his mother. It tells you all you need to know about what kind of character that is. You were always very nice to me. Thank you. I appreciate it, Nick. I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy. That's fine. I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired. And I work with fucking children.
I respect your situation.
I regret not answering your question.
Man, I only asked it because I have some familiarity and just wanted some clarification on the story.
Man, I should have just taken a head on like I did with Blake and Forbes recently.
We're all learning here, Tony. It's okay.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you. This is from Mindy's Bakery, by the way. It's a great place in Chicago. If you like pastries and baked goods, I suggest you go there. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, though. We have a locker room full of pretty brilliant minds. You know, Jerry Lynn, Dean Malenko, Mark Henry. You know, when I came back and I cut my promo my second week here, I thought it was pretty decent. You know what I mean? Kind of blur the lines a little bit. What's he doing? How crazy Phil? He's going into business for himself, and really, I was just defending myself. But you know, you mix that in with attacking Moxley and mention, you know, Kingston being the second best Kingston, which is a pretty great line. But our locker room, for all the wisdom and brilliance it has, isn't worth shit when you have an empty-headed idiot who's never done anything in the business do public interviews and say, no, I don't really take advice.
Oh boy, I don't know. I'm stubborn. I don't take advice. I don't know. That's a good question, and that's probably like the honest answer. I listen to people say things, but very rarely do I listen hard. I mean, I was part of the movement that created the entire company, and I'm a world champion. I don't know that I need their advice, you know? I'll certainly listen, but I think there's something to be said about trial and error and doing it on your own, you know? I take more pride in that, I think.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You know? That's stupid. I'm on a team with Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and I don't need to work on my swing. I'm not going to listen to these guys. They're going to tell me how to swing a baseball. Fucking go fuck yourself. That's how I feel about it. I dare you to fucking say that to Terry Funk's face. I don't need to listen to you, Mr. Funk. I know what I'm doing. Fucking grow up. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything. But I'm not the boss. He won the number one contendership, and I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I think Max is a supremely talented individual, but this goes for him and anybody else in the locker room that doesn't want to be here. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And Max likes to shit where he eats instead of watering the grass. So we'll have to see how that goes. Thanks, Izzy. I hope you all have a good night. Please be more responsible with the news you get from certain people, and just remember we're human beings. Thank you.
Brawl happened at AEW right after the show for after All Out. An investigation is happening. Suspensions have been handed out. You guys know the whole story. So, Dave, let's go into this. This is crazy to talk about. Everybody knows the importance of the success of AEW and professional wrestling, and especially in that company. Everything matters right now for them. And the fact that this happened really is surprising to me.
Well, I mean, I could see a lot of it coming, but the brawl part I didn't see coming, and even the Punk stuff at the Scrum. I guess I saw it coming the minute he got in and started. I kind of could see where that one was going, but I didn't know that he was going to do that. But yeah, the fight I didn't see coming, and that kind of changed everything. And I don't know the fallout yet. I mean, obviously, the fact that Punk's out. He tore his triceps. He's already had surgery, so he's out for 8 months ish, and so that's a lot of time to heal wounds and to perhaps bring him back, perhaps not. I don't know. And then as far as like the Young Bucks and Omega got stripped of the trios titles, which means that I was not shocked, but a little surprised, because if it's only going to be, let's say, a quick investigation, they look at it for a couple weeks, they decide they're going to bring them back at that point, or just do a quick suspension and bring them back then. They really didn't have to strip them of the championship, but they did right away. So that I thought to be very interesting, and that maybe even the most interesting aspect of the post-fight situation was stripping them of the titles, because in theory you would only do that if they were going to be gone for longer than I presumed that they would be gone. But we'll have to wait and see.
The issue that occurred after the press conference following All Out and the brawl involving CM Punk, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and a number of others, everybody involved, including those breaking up the fight, ended up being suspended by AEW. So right now, to the best of my knowledge, and there may be phone calls being made right now for all I know, I believe that if you were involved in breaking it up, you are off suspension. But if you were actually involved in the fight, I presume even if that means someone threw a chair and hit you in the eyeball, you are still on suspension. So the good news is the investigation has continued to the point where they are now taking people off suspension. But everybody else who is still suspended is in the dark and just waiting to find out, are we going to get a call? Are we not going to get a call? Is there going to be some sort of, on top of the suspension, will there be fines? Is anybody going to, no one knows anything.
Then we're going to be talking about, is this Elite versus Death Triangle match and the big return that they had on this show, because this was the first time that the Elite has been seen on AEW since Brawl Out. Seemingly, the investigation has concluded, and the Elite's back and CM Punk isn't. Take from that what you will.
He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured. You're right, he is.
I felt that the story that I was able to tell with Hangman was one that I was very proud of, and I felt that people were behind him, and I was happy that we were moving forward in a direction that didn't necessarily require me. I felt that now is a good time to get this stuff taken care of. Then I felt like 8 months had passed and it was time to come back. And it was kind of like the GIF, of the dude walking in with the pizza boxes and the whole room's on fire, I was like, what's with this strange atmosphere? What's with this strange aura? Why does something feel so ominous right now? And I didn't even know. I couldn't figure it out. Next you knew, there was more stuff happening. And I'm like, how? And again, like it's so surreal because it's almost like it never even happened. It happened, of course it happened, but I wasn't even, I hadn't even gotten like familiar with my surroundings yet, or re-familiarized backstage with the new AEW at that point. Because I mean, there are new people in the locker room, and a lot had happened in 8 months. So to kind of come back and see a lot of old faces and be like, oh hey, but then feel this eerie sort of, to feel like I was in Erie, Indiana for a second. It's like, oh boy, stranger things started happening. Where I was like, oh man, what do I do? This isn't right. Someone needs to be the voice of reason. This is silly. And it's just like things fell off the rails, and we were just involved in a very silly situation that people are probably going to be talking about for months and possibly years to come.
Does that
I don't
bother
know.
you that people are going to be talking about that for so long, and sort of like the question mark about that? Do you wish, like, I mean, I'm sure it would just be nice to sweep it under the rug and kind of it is what it is, but we live in a world where everyone has these little nuggets of information and are trying to connect the dots on things. But
here's the way that I look at it. Like, I've been involved in competitive sports, contact sports, at the highest level. And some people on our roster have, some people on our roster have not. But I feel like if you have, you've probably been in a spat or two with a teammate, and maybe sometimes a time or two, it might come to blows. It happens. Coming from that sort of background, there was a point to it all when I felt like, oh, this just happens. We're going to get over it. Let's just calm down and talk it over. No, nothing is. We're all doing okay here. We're getting it out of our system. No problem. But let's maybe stop, And in the end of things, there were, it's just, we just don't live in that world anymore, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's sometimes there are things, especially now when you're in a multi-billion-dollar industry where there are sponsorships on the line, TV deals on the line. It's not like
it's the Wild West anymore. Yeah.
No, it's not. And it's not high school football. It's not a little tip that you might have with someone on your fellow amateur wrestling team or whatever, or maybe someone held a submission too long in jiu-jitsu training. It's not that. And these things just shouldn't even be happening. So again, super big shame. Sucks. I can understand all the various viewpoints. It's a shame that the general public and a lot of people aren't ever going to know exactly how it went down, what went down, and how it could have been prevented, or how it could have, ended differently. But that's just sort of how things go, again, when it's a big business operation. But I think if anything, the important part is that I don't think anyone is happy that it happened, or is proud that it happened, or anything like that. I think across the board, everyone thinks it was a terrible situation that was unnecessary.
It's great to be here tonight, where it all began for AEW, right here at the MGM Grand, right here in Las Vegas. And it's very fitting that we're here tonight where it all began to make an announcement about the start of a new beginning for AEW. AEW Collision, starting June 17th on TNT. Last week, we announced some of the cities for our opening tour, with events coming up in Toronto, Hamilton, Regina, Calgary, and Newark. But what we haven't announced yet is the location for the very first AEW Collision. The first episode of AEW Collision will take place Saturday, June 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, on TNT from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. I'm looking forward to a great show, and I'm sure you are too. It's going to be a big night of wrestling, and we have a lot to look forward to this weekend at AEW Double or Nothing. The last few weeks, we've made some announcements regarding the debut of AEW Saturday Night Collision, starting June 17th at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. I'm here tonight to give you a little more information about the debut of AEW Collision. I'm here to announce that AEW Collision, beginning June 17th, will feature CM Punk.
Bombshell announcement from Tony Khan on Collision. Wow. Holy smokes. That's awesome. Look at the CM Punk shirts and the reaction. Like Mussolini. Wow.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm tired of being nice. Gone 10 months with a ruptured tricep tendon, tore it straight off the bone. But I'm still here. And as long as I am, this is the professional wrestling business. It's a business of grown-ups. This has never been a popularity contest. We all know I probably would have lost that one a long time ago. So tonight we're gonna have a little conversation about the future, but first, I would like to have a little conversation about my past, which I don't think is checkered. If you would have told 15-year-old me that you're gonna sell out the Budokan, that you're gonna sell out Madison Square Garden, that you're gonna sell out multiple times over every single building in Chicago with a roof. Well, I'm not sure little punker would have believed you. It's because he didn't experience what present me, standing here in front of all you crazy bastards, has experienced. I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I did all these things and I got here to this place riding a wave, riding the backs of smart, passionate, professional wrestling fans like you. And oh gosh, I never fit in somewhere more in my entire life than I have here in professional wrestling. I love you for it. I love you because you love me. And you love me because I have never compromised. I have been unapologetic my entire career. I am me. And I couldn't have done all of this without all of you. But it seems there's some people that hate me for the same reasons you all love me. Hey, listen. I understand that the sheer magnitude of me makes people uncomfortable. I very much understand that my mere presence makes people uncomfortable. That's because I am the truth, and the truth is painful. This sign right here says CM Punk is my hero. You can call me that. This sign here says Pepsi Phil. You can call me that. This sign here says CM Junk. You can call me that. Boo me, cheer me, love me, hate me. You all do it because you know I'm right. You can call me whatever you want. You know what David Zaslav calls me? One Bill Phil. That's because I am the one true, genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks. The king is back, baby. And I do have a lot of things to get off my chest. I got a question, Chicago, and then I'll get out of your hair. Why would I change? This is what Joe Strummer trained me for. I will always speak truth to power. I will always be myself. I will never compromise. And there's the people that think that they are owed an apology. I've grown older and wiser in my years. Sometimes it's better to be the bigger man. If you feel you're here today and I owe you an apology, here it is. I am sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like. Tell me when I'm telling lies. The last time you saw me with my tricep meat hanging down, I held what's in this bag above my head. And it's not because I deserve it. It's mine because I earned it. And it's not mine because I had the best dog collar match. It's mine because I won the dog collar match. Tell me when I'm telling lies. This belongs to me until somebody can pin me or submit me for it. And there are those of you who I'm sure were praying to whatever God you believe in that I'm going to put these down here in this ring and walk into the sunset never to be seen again. But until there is somebody in this company that can fill these boots, they belong on my feet. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
The tag team specialists have hit their high gear, Kelvin.
Rolling now, but here's a cover. Take it where you can get it to, and Juice dives in to break it up. Well, come on, from the blind side, Jay White.
Oh, this one's starting to break down. Here we go. I'm surprised it took this long. Watch out, here they come.
Here they come indeed. But Punk and Joe are still legal as FTR, Jay and Juice fight to the floor. Oh! Right in the mouth. Oh, wait a minute. Nigel, no!
He's looking for it. Slay ball.
Coquina Clutch got it. Looking to choke him out.
And across the carotid artery. Desperation in the eyes of Punk.
Jay White holding off Dax.
Oh, this could be it. Cash is held back as well.
Punk can't last much longer.
Tap. CM Punk is the one who is going to sleep. CM Punk is being choked out.
It's over. Look at the eyes of Punk. The tongue lolling in the mouth. This could be it.
Spear to Jay White. And a diving shoulder into the spine of Joe may have saved Punk, but at least for the moment.
I don't know about May. If it was not for Dax Harwood, Samoa Joe could have beaten.
Still anybody's ballgame. No doubt. Anybody's ballgame here.
Certainly wide open, but Punk is hurt. There's no question about that.
Punk almost on instinct, swinging that leg, connecting with Juice just enough. Oh! Got it! Big Rick! And now, oh, what fortuitous! Go to sleep! Jay White calling some shots out here. Jeff Hardy is going to eat it next. It's Juice Robinson lining up that big left hand across the jaw. Wait a minute, what's... Was that a roll of quarters he had in his hand? Couldn't tell. There was something went flying out. He's shaking his own hand out. There you go. We've seen that before, Excalibur. We certainly have the loaded left hand of Juice Robinson. Yeah. And, oh man, they're gonna give it to Matt. He's got quarters in that hand again. Left hand all loaded up. Starks on Luke. Ricky Starks. He's seen enough of this 4-on-2 beatdown, but Starks is not enough. No, he's had so many issues with Bullet Club Gold. And now the Guns. Hold on, FTR! Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, AEW World Tag Team Champions. Even in the odds, but the Hardys in no condition to fight right now. This is wild to begin Dynamite. Look at this. 4-on-3. And there's no stopping the Guns at Bullet Club Gold. Hang on a second. Here he comes. CM Punk just came off the sold-out Trust Arena. CM Punk back on Dynamite. Even in the odds against the Guns and Bullet Club Gold. Chi-Town's own blowing his place up. Wow. And he is kicking some ass in here. Someone's going to sleep. Juice Robinson. Whoa. Skips out, avoids the GTS. Whoa. He almost took a nap right here in Chicago.
I've been watching you guys back fighting for weeks. We can do it right here, or if you want to fight so bad, we'll make it official, and we'll kick your asses next week on Collision. I'm a Collision guy. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'll see you chump Saturday. Now, hit my music.
While CM Punk throwing out that challenge for Collision.
I've been hearing about Jay White for quite some time, and everybody seems to think, oh, Jay White, CM Punk, that's a dream. But I'm here to tell you right now, you pick on my friends in Chicago, you want to fight my friends in Chicago, you got to fight me. And trust me, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare.
And sometimes I say things to the point of ad nauseum, and sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't say that annoy people, and I annoy myself sometimes. But I've said it a million times if I've said it one time, and the only thing I hold higher than professional wrestling is my family and my friends. And Jay White, Juice Robinson, and a couple of guys we know pretty well, the Guns. You want to pick on my friends? You want to jump on my friends? Well, I got a little bit of problem with that. So, Jay White, Juice Robinson, you guys tell us to be careful where we wave these around because it's tantalizing, right? It's hypnotizing for you guys. Well, you call yourself Bullet Club Gold, but I think that we know a little bit about gold around here. So if you got a problem with us, that's fine. You call yourself King Switch, right? No. Cassius King. You call yourself the Switchblade. What is the Switchblade to an axe? I got Punk. I got Ricky. What do you think you're going to do to us? We're not scared. If you think we're afraid of a fight, you don't know us very well. Ask around. Ricky, let him know.
Here's the deal. This has been week after week. Hey, Ricky ain't got no friends. Hey, Ricky's all by himself. Well, guess what, partner? I went and I got me some real badass friends here in Chicago. So if you thought for a second that I was not as smart as you, I want you to understand you're looking at three men. You're looking at these guys who got my back to the end.
Tell them.
Gun Club, you can go ahead and you put your hands on me. Guess what? That's a death wish that you go ahead and you wrote your name on, and I'm going to make sure I cash in on that. Bullet Club, I'm going to make sure I cash in on everything that you have put me through. You knocked me off of my mindset of making sure that I get to the top here. Well, guess what? Absolute, baby. I'm back on track.
Speaking of Top King Switch, make sure you tell you and your friends to switch the channel to Collision. Saturday night, 8 to 10. We'll be there. Top guys, out.
And there's one for Ricky Starks, who's still...
He's done it! Oh!
Remember that tag by Jay White just moments ago. Ricky Starks unable to tag out. And now Jay White gonna do it again. Blade Runner, no. Roll up. Ooh. The spear. Down goes Colton. Watch out. Austin. Spears all around.
But the legal man still on his feet.
Ooh, left hand right there.
The official didn't see it.
He did not. That sets him up perfectly for Blade Runner.
That'll do it.
The left hand of God and the Blade Runner leads Bullet Club.
Is it great to be alive in Regina on a Saturday night or what? I got a big match tonight against Samoa Joe. I don't want to come out here and take up too much of your time, but there's some history that needs to be detailed. And it's not just about me, and it's not just about Joe. It's about everybody here in Regina, everybody here in Canada, everybody here in Heart Stampede Country. I recognize the gravity of the moment. This is the biggest match of my career. If I could for a moment, if Joe kills me in a dream, he better wake up and apologize. Feels like the end of the tournament, feels like the finals of the tournament, but it's not. If I said it was, I'd be looking past Powerhouse Hobbs. I'd be looking past absolute Ricky Starks. But tonight, history will be made. Samoa Joe has said it, and he is right. Kevin Kelly has said it. Time will stand still. 18 years since I've been in the ring with Samoa Joe. I got missing teeth because of this man. I got scars like a road map up and down my pretty face because of this man. Bigger than me, bigger than Joe, bigger than Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. It's one name. And that's who I want to hear you chant for tonight. It's Owen Hart. If it wasn't for Owen Hart, a lot of that locker room would be empty right now. If it wasn't for Owen Hart, I might not be here right now. So you can champion CM Punk. And you can put on a pedestal Samoa Joe, and you can talk about how powerful Powerhouse Hobbs is, and you can talk about how talented absolute Ricky Starks is. None of us would be here if it was not for Owen Hart. And ladies and gentlemen, I am a hockey guy, and I know we're in Pat's country, and this is a hockey town. But I'm also not superstitious. I will walk under ladders. I will break a mirror right before the biggest match of my life. And I will touch the trophy, not because I deserve it, but because I will earn it.
Nigel, no matter what CM Punk does to try to get an advantage, he either can't get the advantage or can't keep the advantage.
That's 100% right. But it is ironic that CM Punk, who said, tell me if I'm telling lies, it was Samoa Joe who has been telling the truth. That nothing has changed, at least thus far in this matchup. CM Punk has got to dig down deep. If there is anything to this strategy, perhaps Punk has been absorbing the damage. Whoa! The knee gave way of Joe.
Oh,
he could be showing signs of tiredness, perhaps. Oh!
Pinpoint
is this
accuracy.
Punk's game plan?
I don't know. It could just be fortune favoring the bold or the lucky. Who knows? I said Punk hanging on for dear life. Now there you go. How do you avoid the choke? Don't get in it. Well, now what?
He's in it now. Hopefully his experience in MMA might try to protect him here. He's got to tuck his chin. He's got to protect his carotid artery.
Oh! What was left in the tank of CM Punk, they had just been expelled. A pair of Kawada kicks, and now elevation.
Oh, I thought about it for a second.
Second effort, nothing to it.
Got it!
And two, Hino.
Oh! Well, whatever he had in mind before, the elbow drop. Is he trying it again?
I don't know, and Joe's even further away this time, and Joe is not going to have it.
I say the definition of madness. Wait a second.
Uh-oh, in position for the ultimate coup de grace, Nigel.
Punk saw it coming, the muscle buster. Did not want to get caught with that.
Neckbreaker, turning Joe's momentum against him. And now using Joe's, oh wait, back to the choke.
On the escape.
Hold on a second. Shoulders down, two in the roll-up. Three, he got it. CM Punk wins.
Winner of this match
CM
and
Punk.
advancing to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, CM Punk.
Respect is earned. Oh no! Oh come on! Come on! Somebody's got to get in there and save Punk.
AEW Collision returns live here in the historic Saddle Dome on TNT. CM Punk gained control in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation. That signature running knee, Nigel. He's got Starks in a bad way.
This has been an incredible matchup. The final of the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. Ricky Stark had the advantage for the while, but was unable to put CM Punk away. Unable to put the punker in real danger. CM Punk will not make that same mistake when it comes to Ricky Stark now that he has the advantage.
Big boot. Ricky Stark's here.
Am I going to eat my words? Whoa!
Oh, satellite DDT blocked by Punk. It's Starks now. Punk, the first man to his feet.
Wait a second.
Yeah, great use of leverage in the Lami. Stroll, two. It's Starks, two. Two quick falls there, two near falls. Punk swinging a kick there. Connects in the midsection to Starks.
Punk certainly showing the wear and tear, not just from this match, but the matches prior in the tournament to get here.
And up the ladder again with that knee. Right under the jaw this time.
Paying dividends. Oh, hold on a second.
Short clothesline countered. This time. Satellite DDT. Plants Punk. Shoots the half hook to leg two. Ricky Starks almost pulled the cup. Almost raised the cup.
Take a look at that face, and that face too. Starks realizes this is an opportunity
of a lifetime. He needs to get urgent. He needs to feel the moment, the pressure. He needs to let it release and finish it here, Nigel.
Way up top.
Oh! And Punk now. Punk now with the barn door wide open. Hammerlock into the clothesline. Could be it. Two and
CM Punk's found a second wind. The wind of change not blowing for Ricky Starks seemingly.
The clutch leads Starks up. Could it be? Starks with desperation. With the clutch slipping away. Avoids the kick.
Spear!
Oh, Punk gets to the outside. And we're up to a 3 count there. Starks bringing Punk back into the ring.
He's trying again.
Ball out of steam. Gets Punk.
Oh, no, wait a second.
Front face lock. Front face lock.
Oh, he's got it. Guillotine from the mount. Oh, no, the foot's on the rope.
Oh,
well done, Ricky Starks.
By a literal shoelace. A literal shoelace keeps Starks' hopes alive.
The benefit of all those big matches that Ricky Starks has had is paying off here. But CM Punk will not be deterred. This man, as I have mentioned, is ready to put this beyond the hopes. Looking for the Hurricane Rana.
All the way up.
Got it. No.
Wait a minute. 2. Oh. 2 and Punk. Starks. 2. 3.
Got it.
Winner of the men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, Absolute Ricky Starks.
I've never agreed more with a city in my life until tonight. But before I address what you're saying to me, Shivani, I want to let everybody know. Everybody's wondering, hey, what's in the bag, Ricky? What's in the bag? Well, I'm glad you asked. Nothing's in the bag. I just wanted to show off my Louis that I bought after winning the Owen Hart tournament. Hot damn, I'm the man. Now, I know everybody's talking about the controversy. Here's a question. What does it matter? 20 years from now, they're gonna ask me how many, not how I did it. And given the chance, if anybody else was in my shoes, which is Prada, by the way, they would have done the exact same thing. So the way that I see it, I went in there and I got the job done only way that I know how. And that's by any means necessary. Don't talk to me about what's right and wrong. Talk to me about how stylish I am, about how sexy I am, about how, wow, Ricky, wow, you the man. I don't want to be no damn pillar. I stand on my own. I'm absolute Ricky Starks. And you tell me how many Owens has those 4 pillars won? Yeah, exactly, I know.
Oh, wait a second.
The man that fell victim to Ricky Starks just last week in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup. Former AEW World Champion CM Punk.
I'm not out here to rain on your parade. This is your celebration. I figure you and everybody here in New Jersey figured I'd come out here screaming mad. But I'm not mad at all. If I'm mad at anybody, certainly not you. I'm a little bit mad at myself. And in fact, I look at you right now, I'm honestly kind of proud of you, Ricky. I cannot stand here, an honest man, and say that I've never cheated at anything in my life. And I certainly can't stand here in New Jersey amongst all these people and pretend like they haven't cheated at anything in their life. It's okay. Listen, maybe if the New Jersey Devils had the wherewithal that Ricky Starks did, they would have made it out of the first round. But seriously, I'm not mad at you. I can live with the L. But think about this. Can you live with the win, knowing how you did it, knowing deep down that you can't beat CM Punk without cheating?
Whoa. Hey, Punk. Hey, man, you know, my bag is as empty as that little red bag you've been carrying around, dog.
You want a shot at what's in the bag, Ricky? Or are you like Little Max and you just don't want me to have it? I am the real world's champion.
There's a lot going on, a lot of controversy surrounding one man named Ricky Starks, and you've been carrying this bag around with you. I wanted to talk about what is in the bag, then explain that, among many other things to talk about.
There has been a whole hell of a lot of things going on here in AEW, ladies and gentlemen. But before I talk about the bag, Hartford, how are we doing tonight? It's been weeks of rotten travel. I just showed up here about 2 hours ago, and I want you to know that I would never let you down. I always make my towns, and I show up
for the people in the building. There's a whole lot of things going on in AEW. You know what? There's a whole lot of things going on Collision that nobody really wants to meet head on. Nobody wants to talk about some certain things. So leave it to me to talk about it. And the first thing I want to talk about is Wembley Stadium. Gosh, am I the first wrestler to mention Wembley Stadium? 80,000 people strong. Is CM Punk gonna go to merry old England? Is CM Punk wrestling on Wembley Stadium show? Well, maybe we'll know by the end of the night. I don't know, but that has a lot to do with what's in the bag. Ricky Starks has a lot to do with what's in the bag. As far as the bag goes, it's not so much that I've been carrying it around, but it's that I've been left holding it. And that's the funny thing about responsibility, Tony Schiavone. It sucks a lot of the time. Sometimes you gotta wake up and do some things that you don't want to do because you're the responsible adult in the room. So what's in the bag? I think Ricky Starks is a cheater, and I think since I've been back, he's mistaken my kindness for weakness. And when I came back, holding this very same red bag in my hand, I said I wasn't going to be nice anymore. So ladies and gentlemen, this is me not being nice anymore. Because the truth doesn't care if you're nice. The truth doesn't care if you're right or wrong. But in this case, I'm right. And I'm the champion. I am the real world's champion. This title has my name on it. Not because I deserve it, but because I earned it. Nobody has pinned me or submitted me for this title. This title is still covered in my blood from last September when I beat Jon Moxley for it. And since then, nobody's beaten me for it. It's got my name on it. It's got my blood on it. And now it's got my symbol on it. This X has represented CM Punk since 1997. This X is the foundation I have built my professional wrestling career on. This X means I'm straight edge, and straight edge means I'm better than you. This title is mine. It belongs on Collision, and this title is not stolen, unlike my catchphrase. I am the real world's champion.
Whoa. Hold on. Hello. Before I go any further, we're gonna do a real entrance, all right? So man in the truck, go ahead, play my music, and y'all act like y'all didn't just see me, all right? Ricky Starks, 2 weeks in a row, not afraid to do whatever it takes by any means necessary. Main event Ricky, picking up the victory in the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, Nigel.
You know, that was a great old story you told there. But to be honest with you, Ricky's kind of sold on gold right now.
And the way that I see it is, regardless of how you feel or how I went about things, you would have done the exact same thing. So I bit you before you could ever bite me, pal. What you hold in, listen, get this shit out of here. What you have on your shoulder right now belongs to me. I feel like I am owed that. Whatever you have is mine. I have beaten you not once, but I've beaten you twice. And that is more than anybody else can say. So, the way that I'm standing here right now, honestly, not only am I the real world champion, but I'm also the face of Collision.
Are you the face of Collision, Ricky, or are you the face of cheating? Did you beat me twice? Or did the referees beat me twice?
Brother man, I could have Stevie Wonder as my ref and I would still be able to beat you. So the way that I see it is a win, and that title should belong to me, to moi, to Ricky Starks, to Absolute, to the man with the plan.
Sounds like Ricky wants a title shot, Tony.
No, it's not that Ricky wants a title shot. It
sounds like Ricky wants a title shot,
I deserve a title shot.
I think you owe a big assist to 2 referees, and it's a thankless job. Those guys, I don't blame them. But if I'm going to wrestle you again, if you want a shot at the title, I'm going to need extra eyeballs out here. I'm going to need a special guest referee.
Perfect. That's perfect. I would love that. I have no problem with that because it's no secret that you don't have any friends around here. So if you got to dig, man, let's call a spade a spade. If you got to dig in your past, you got to bring out Julio Gennaro, Dave Prazak. You got to go up to Stanford and get somebody, whoever it is. Whoever it is, I don't care. Because if I did it once, baby, I can do it twice. Because Absolute Ricky Starks is so damn nice.
Well, I anticipated this a little bit, and I did make some phone calls. And you're right. If we have a match, we're going to have a special guest referee, and it is somebody from my past.
Perfect.
You really want a shot at the champ?
I absolutely deserve a shot at the champ.
You got it.
Looks like we have a match next week on Collision in Greenville, South Carolina. How about that?
Hang on, Ricky. Tony, I feel like you should do the honors. You want to tell him who the special guest referee is going to be?
I'd be honored to. Next week, Greenville, Collision, live on TNT, the special guest referee, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat!
Oh! No way!
Yeah, business picks up.
And double leg takedown. Starks stacking Punk up. The legs are on the ropes.
Steamboat doing his job, fairly and honestly.
Absolute disbelief. Punk with the roll up Starks. Rolled up, cover. 2 and Starks off the Punk.
With this match, and still the real world champion, CM Punk.
That's how fast they can end, fellas. That's 3 seconds that Ricky Starks will never forget. And CM Punk, some might say, is fortunate enough to be able to walk out here as a champ.
Certainly would agree with that, JR. Ricky Starks was within a whisker of becoming the real world champion. And were it not for the original official being knocked out, I dare say he would be. But be it as it may, Ricky Steamboat with a pivotal decision in this match.
He's called it right down the middle to the Dragon.
He is at the top of his game. If he trusted himself, if he found that trust to be in the main event on live television.
What the hell?
Oh, come on!
Look at this. Starks mounting Steamboat and hit the veteran in the face.
Oh, the Hall of Famer's down.
Come on, that's taking it too far.
He's looking to embarrass him now, JR. He's looking to make him regret.
Oh, he's whipping Steamboat like an animal. My God, the leather on flesh.
All right, enough.
It's despicable, Ricky.
Oh, and Steamboat clawing for dear life, and Punk trying to make the save instead. Sore loser is way too loose.
Sore loser losing my ass. He's just whipping me like an animal.
And thank God for CM Punk saving the Dragon here in Greenville.
Greenville, my name is Samoa Joe, your one true king of television. And it seems your benevolent king has a problem. In fact, he's got a few. First one being, soon at a sold-out Wembley Arena, we go all in. And your king has nobody to dance with. And that leads into our second problem. You see, I enjoyed a very exclusive luxury in my career. Because you see, while a certain real world champ was traveling around the world, teaching all you simple people that he was the best in the world, I knew in my heart he never was better than me a day in his life. But recently, I lost that luxury at the Owen Hart Invitational. And you know what? It's not the fact that I lost it, it's how I lost it. Because you see, me and this so-called World War champion had battled for over 3 hours in this ring. Our legacies were built on the blood, sweat, and tears of each other and the pain that we put each other through. And damn it, a roll-up is not good enough for our legacy. So I come here, champ, and I come here as a courtesy to ask you to give me what I want, to ask you to give these people what they want, to ask you to give our legacy what it deserves. You and me, with the eyes of the world upon us, giving these people everything that we have. But know this, champ, my courtesy only extends to this week, and if you make me wait till next week, you best believe I'll convince your ass. Punk!
Loud and clear, the Ring of Honor World Television Champion challenges his greatest rival, CM Punk, for Wembley, Nigel.
Boy, Joe Dominant, we turn to another superstar who after last week is back on an upward trajectory.
Powerplex, and now it is CMFTR with an opportunity. They've isolated King. They're looking for the Shatter Machine, and King is just a monster.
King fighting out of the clutches of 3 men.
Oh, Shatter Machine, Super Shatter Machine. And, Meteor from Matthews. Harwood, Banebuster.
Running knee is a thing of beauty.
Oh!
Kicks. And you can tell they're connecting. You can hear the connection.
Hung now to one knee.
Greensboro has come to their feet.
And
main event tonight.
Wow, Punk driving Black into the barricade. It's Harwood up top. Oh. Flying headbutt. Cover. We're going to do champions, and it's going to go.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is choking out Punk.
Samoa Joe said he wasn't going to ask anymore.
Julia Hart up on the apron. Brody King with the lariat. Hooks the leg. 2. House of Black retains.
Sounds like somebody got run over by a truck. Named Brody, the Brody model.
World Trios Champions. House of
Last week on Collision, Samoa Joe choked out CM Punk, but hold on a second.
The Golden Vampire going after
Samoa Joe trying to get a start.
He's going to fire up Punk. He is going to fire up Joe, no question about it.
Oh, well, he just may have...
Wait a second.
Cost himself some money. Wait a minute. Joe is rocked, folks. Joe is rocked. What in the world is this?
Come on.
This unknown, this golden vampire. Look.
I accept, bitch.
Wow. That took about a minute. Oh my goodness.
I didn't get a chance to even tell you the story. Samoa Joe challenged CM Punk to a match. Punk chose not to respond, so Joe choked him out. Didn't ask him a second time. Now Joe got the answer, but perhaps not the one he wanted.
While a certain real world champ was traveling around the world, teaching all you simple people that he was the best in the world, I knew in my heart he never was better than me a day in his life.
Joe still thinks he's got something to prove. He wants to get that one back just because I beat him. But I lived for 20 years knowing that I couldn't beat Joe.
The job is to beat me, not to survive me.
It wasn't him conquering me in that ring. It was him escaping me. I want to pick a fight in London, England, and damn it, you won't give me what I want.
I've never said no to a fight.
This is me setting you straight and making you understand how things work in this world.
You call yourself the king of television? Well, I'm the king of wrestling. Come take my crown.
And what a start for this broadcast.
The opening contest scheduled for one fall is for the Real World Championship. Introducing the challenger from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 310 pounds. He is the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Samoa Joe.
Nigel, for nearly 2 decades, Samoa Joe had CM Punk's number, but then just a few weeks ago, that was no longer the case.
Well, that's indeed the case. Joe has a record of 2-1-1 against Punk, but to your point, Excalibur, Punk has the momentum, winning the last match, and not only that, getting one up over the Samoan submission machine, dressing as the Golden Vampire. But, Jim, this gives Joe the sweet tooth for revenge.
Yeah, this is going to be a great one. It's too close to call, quite frankly. Both these guys know each other very well. They're both physical. They like to whip ass. Let's see you. Let's see you guys whip some ass here in Wembley.
Chicago, Illinois, weighing at 218 pounds. He is the Real World Champion, CM Punk.
CM Punk wearing what he calls the Real World Championship because he was never defeated for the AEW World Championship after winning it nearly 1 year ago at All Out. The title was vacated due to injury. CM Punk with the ring jacket harkening back to his days in Ring of Honor as referee Paul Turner calls for the bell, and we are off to the races in London.
Boy, this should really be good. I can tell you that right now. There's 80,000 folks here that think so too.
Does seem as though the majority of people here are favoring Samoa Joe. I wonder whether that might get in the head of CM Punk.
Or it might motivate him. He's a different cat, man. It's hard to put a finger on exactly what's in his head sometimes.
Swing and a miss by Samoa Joe. That's where CM Punk is going to have the advantage, JR, the speed on Samoa Joe. Joe, obviously, with the power.
He's trying to.
Joe,
Hold on a second.
Oh! That hurt over here. Right in front of us.
And Punk trying to retreat to the relative safety of the ring, but Samoa Joe.
That hurt me.
Hammering the chest of Punk.
Here we go.
The so-called real world champion.
Oh no.
Well, like we said, they know each other very well. Smart that Punk moved when he did, or he would be dead meat.
Makes it very hard to breathe. But wait a second. Joe famous for moving on the crossbody, but this time.
Joe landed right on his head. Samoa Joe landed right on his head. It looked to me like.
CM Punk one move ahead. As Gordon Soley called it, the human game of chess. CM Punk takes the advantage.
As Punk now, he home for Punk that time.
Joe missed him. They missed each other on that trip. They didn't get their connection. Oh, I can
those of you that don't speak Cockney rhyming slang, he was calling him a merchant banker.
Oh, we get right in front of us. Oh. Jesus, rhyming. Samoa Joe's having some fun, fellas.
And CM Punk certainly is not.
Indeed.
Love him. God, Joe's turned it up a notch or two.
Get to drop an athlete like Samoa Joe with a roundhouse kick, JR. That is a monumental feat in and of itself.
You got all of it. Great timing, great acceleration, great impact. This comes from practice. We're talking about practice.
Both the real world's champion and the challenger beating the 10 count. Punk coming in, shoulder tackle, multiple shoulder tackles.
Look at Joe get back up. That's the issue the Punk's got to deal with. And the fans here, they have invested emotionally, have they not?
CM Punk drops the leg, the cover.
Oh no!
Samoa Joe gets down violently.
CM Punk was making a mockery of the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. And now it's Joe that's going to come crashing down on top of CM Punk.
It's still anybody's ball game here. Punk bleeding, been beat up. And now Samoa Joe pulls a page out of his memory book.
But Punk reverses, elbow strike, accelerates into the rope. Power slam!
What a throw!
2 and no!
What a throw by Samoa Joe Pro Wrestling. And now look at this.
Transition, but Punk had Joe's shoulders pinned to the mat. Joe had to abandon ship on the Jujikatami.
Well, the big difference between MMA and... Hold on a second!
The incoming knee strike countered. 2 and Punk kicks out, but Joe anticipates it.
Joe's waiting on that.
Transitions over into the STF. Punk in the deep water, Nigel.
And now for CM Punk, can you imagine how ignominious it would be to tap out? But what will have to be the final match between these two.
And JR, think about this. Punk, if he wants to make the crawl to the ropes, not only does he have to carry his own body weight, but he's got to carry 300 plus pounds of Joe. But no, the roll-up. Again, Joe forced to abandon ship.
I say good luck on that theory, but you're right.
The roundhouse.
Again, Joe went down quickly on that kick.
Punk now with the advantage. Drops the knee pad.
Second time he's looked for it.
Likes that rising knee strike in the corner, but ST Joe!
Too big, too strong. The veteran knew what was happening.
0 for 2. And Samoa Joe may be ready to put this away. He's known for the rear native choke, or the Japanese Sandman, as fans of Dr. Jerry Graham might know it. But instead, no, looking for the Muscle Buster again.
The Muscle Buster. The ace in the hole for Samoa Joe.
Right, Excalibur, it works.
It certainly does. And Joe knows that. That's why he's looking for but Punk. Joe with CM Punk. What was he thinking? Avalanche Brainbuster.
They seem to both be looking for one big move. I don't know if that's strategy.
Sheer desperation there by CM Punk. Biting at the head.
Wembley doesn't like it.
The damn man
but
fighting.
CM Punk now looking for the Pepsi plunge.
Joe face first. There's a cover.
And Punk has done it.
Are you kidding? One mistake by Joe,
Still,
and it's
the
over.
real world champion, CM Punk.
Nigel, that Pepsi plunge on an athlete the size of Samoa Joe, just so dangerous. Joe effectively just put to sleep before our eyes.
Essentially, Joe's weight was used against him, propelling his head and his neck into the mat for added momentum.
CM Punk starts off our broadcast, sets the tone tonight with a victory over longtime rival Samoa Joe.
Two guys that are, I believe, in my opinion anyway, credited to the pro wrestling business. Pro wrestling explorer, CM Punk's and Samoa Joe's in my world.
No doubt that both men have inspired another generation.
They certainly have, but I mean, we would be looking too far ahead were we to count out Samoa Joe and CM Punk, yet they have so much left in the tank, and CM Punk with what he calls that real world championship, ready and willing to take on all comers.
It wasn't pretty sometimes, but it was tough. That's what we like.
A great sign, great show of respect by CM Punk. What he calls the real world's champion, victorious tonight in our opening contest. But fans, we only go up from here, all in London, Wembley Stadium. CM Punk victorious in 5 years after the original All In Chicago.
At Royal Rumble 2014, CM Punk sustained a concussion after dealing with a staph infection for quite some time, I believe was the timeline. And a series of situations led to him walking out on WWE. They later fired him. He did a podcast with Colt Cabana where he took aim at WWE and Dr. Chris Amon. A lawsuit was filed that led to the deterioration of his relationship with Colt Cabana. Both of them were sued by Dr. Chris Amon, who was allegedly financed by WWE. CM Punk, years later, would come to AEW where Colt Cabana already worked. There were rumors that Colt Cabana was pushed out of AEW by CM Punk. Colt Cabana, a good friend of many on the roster. CM Punk did not like that word of this had emerged. He said it was false. Tony Khan also claimed that it was false. And as a result, it led to him pointing the finger at members of the Elite. Hangman Page made a reference in a promo to the deterioration of that relationship between Colt Cabana and CM Punk. That led to issues between CM Punk and Hangman Page, led to issues between CM Punk and the Elite. A scrum was held after one of his return matches at All Out last year, where he voiced these frustrations towards Hangman, towards the Elite, towards Colt Cabana. Afterwards, the Elite approached his locker room. The fine details can be found in other live streams and reports. And a huge brawl broke out that saw people in talent relations, roster members, all suspended. We do not know if Punk was actually suspended because he actually sustained an injury at that point. He returned from injury, had a show, Collision, that was largely created in his image, likeness, and vision. He would keep several people that were close with the Elite away from that show, including Christopher Daniels, Ryan Nemeth, and had a backstage argument with Jack Perry. And that situation was one that was reported on by Fightful Select, best $5 in the business, about a month ago, that Jack Perry had a week off planned, pre-approved to go to Hawaii with his girlfriend. There was an angle that, depending on who you talk to, was either approved or not approved or advised against. That I still don't have the details on, but it involves Jack Perry using real glass in his angle with Hook. CM Punk, among others, took issue with this. Per Punk's side of things, medical production. Even Tony Schiavone told him it wasn't a good idea, and that Punk was asked to intervene and say something to Perry, who he claimed was having a temper tantrum. That was his claim, Punk's claim. Jack Perry has not spoken openly about this. He has spoken to people backstage, and depending on who you listen to, he said that, I don't care about their rules over there. There have been guidelines set which specifically mention some of the things that Punk took issue with, like getting things approved, real glass, etc. This led to Punk basically saying, if you want to do that stuff, go do it on Saturdays. Go do it on Wednesdays. You're not doing it on Saturdays. AEW All In takes place. Jack Perry does the spot on a real glass car window, looks at the camera and says, it's real glass, cry me a river. He and CM Punk approach each other backstage. It's a bunch of he said, she said from here as to who started it, who didn't start it. I can tell you that I was told there was footage that existed that did not make Punk look great. Punk's side of the story came out first, and then there were a whole lot of other accounts that seemed to indicate that it didn't play well in his favor. The fine details of this are going to be subject of a lot of debate for a very, very long time. But I can tell you the vast majority that I spoke to seem to at least have their evidence point towards Jack Perry being nobody being in the right, but him being less in the wrong.
Today I had to make one of the toughest decisions of my professional career. Today I terminated Phil Brooks, CM Punk, for cause. This stems from a backstage incident at AEW All In last Sunday. The incident was regrettable, and it endangered people backstage. That includes the production staff, the people who help put the show on every week, innocent people who had nothing to do with it. I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. I've been producing them on this network for nearly 4 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show. I don't think anybody should feel that way at work. I don't think the people I work with should feel that way. And I had to make a very difficult choice today. It came at the recommendation of a discipline committee here in AEW, as well as outside legal counsel, who delivered a unanimous recommendation. And I have followed up on that recommendation. I'm sorry to any fans who are upset by this. I'm sorry to anyone who's upset by this. Despite that, we're going to have a great show tonight on Collision, and we're going to have a great AEW All Out pay-per-view tomorrow here in Chicago. Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week in AEW history. We're going to continue the great momentum here tonight on Collision and tomorrow night on All Out pay-per-view.
Thank you so much for supporting Drop Mic Wrestling. Please check us out on Patreon and please subscribe below.